Here are the test scores for the guy you filled out the form for. He scored a B minus. This guy is a risky bet. Welcome to the Strong Brew, where you get answers to questions you're not supposed to ask. These are some things you may want to know about the man in your life. If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure? Will he try and use money to control you? Will he share housework or just make you do it all? In fights, when he gets angry, does he get aggressive? During intimacy, does he understand that no means no? Is he jealous, suspicious, or possessive? Will his attitude towards you change after having kids? Will he treat your parents with respect? What if you have conflicts with his parents? We tell you what you need to hear, not what you want to hear. These are things nobody else will tell you. Things that are important for your future. This is a safe space for truth. No judgment, no platitudes, no login, no payment either. Our questions are from real life, but our answers come from science. Now, I built this thing, me and my husband, and honestly, we built it and we live it. We are both Stanford grads, we both have worked at Google, and we've been happily together since 1998. Along the way, we've added a son, now 13, and 4 dogs. We are genuine folks. If you're a woman trying to understand any man in your life, here is how it works. Go to www.thestrongbrew.life. Click on the Understand a Guy button there. Answer 10 questions about him. Watch a video tailored to your guy. That's all there is to it. It is completely anonymous, no login, no payment, no games, no manipulation. This analysis is obtained by combining solid trait psychology with cutting edge AI ML. We represent each person's personality with what is known as a feature vector. This has 10 elements, so our data is effectively 10 dimensional data. In case you're wondering how we can infer so much from just 10 questions, well, 10 dimensional data is very complex. There is a lot you can learn from that level of detail.
Okay, I think that does it for the preamble. Now let's plunge in. Let's start with this guy in his career. Will he go far or just talk big?
To be truthful, he's unlikely to go far in his career. He may have flashes of creativity or charm and might get excited about new ideas or opportunities, but he doesn't put in steady effort or follow through for long. He's not someone who pushes through obstacles or fights for growth at work.
Can he bounce back from failure?
When things go wrong at work, he doesn't usually lose his temper or break down in front of others. He stays calm on the outside. However, instead of facing problems head on, he tends to pull back and avoid dealing with the tough stuff. This means you may have to pick up the pieces or support him more than you'd like.
What do people at work think of him? Do they like him?
People at work usually don't see him fighting or causing trouble. He isn't the confrontational type. He keeps things pleasant on the surface and avoids arguments. Most people will find him friendly enough, but not someone they deeply respect or look up to.
If you do really well in your career, will he become insecure?
If you do well in your career, he'll be happy for you and show genuine warmth. He isn't jealous or competitive. He's not someone whose pride gets hurt by your success, and he won't feel threatened if you climb higher. Instead, he'll likely cheer for you and celebrate with enthusiasm, even if he doesn't have big achievements himself.
What if you start earning more than him?
No, he's unlikely to resent you or feel insecure if you earn more than him. Money and status aren't things he chases or worries about much. He's not the type to compare paychecks or worry about who's on top in the relationship.
Next, let's talk about how he is with money. Does he overspend? Is he reckless with money?
He's not careful with money, and it's easy for him to spend without much thought. He's more likely to follow his feelings in the moment, buying things that catch his eye or make him happy, rather than keeping track or planning ahead. If being practical with money is important to you, this is something you'll need to watch out for with him.
Does he show off and pretend to be richer than he is?
He can sometimes pretend to be richer than he actually is, especially when he wants to enjoy or show off something beautiful. He's easily drawn to nice things or experiences, even if they're not within his budget. Over time, this could lead to money troubles or regrets about overspending.
Is he too generous, too stingy, or just right?
He is naturally open handed and kind, both with his heart and his wallet. He likes to make others happy and doesn't hold back when it comes to giving, whether it's gifts, help, or a listening ear. Sometimes this generous streak means he can be too easygoing with money, not worrying much about limits.
Will he use money to try and control you?
He is not secretive or controlling about money. In fact, he's quite open, sometimes to the point where he doesn't really think much before sharing or spending. Honesty comes easily to him, but being responsible and careful with money is not his strong suit.
Let's see how this guy is with sharing housework. Will he share housework or just make you do it?
He doesn't really believe housework is only your responsibility. He has a kind and easygoing nature. He's likely to help out, especially when he sees you need support, and won't make a fuss if you ask for help. He's more likely to join in housework cheerfully if you guide him rather than taking charge himself.
Will he help you or just boss you around and tell you what to do?
He's the type who will pitch in with chores and diapers if you ask him directly, and he won't stand aside pretending to be the boss or just supervise you. However, his help might be a bit scattered. He'll do it with a smile, but not always with much attention to detail or consistency. He doesn't see these jobs as beneath him, but you may find yourself reminding him or showing him what needs to be done.
Now let's see about how this guy is during fights. In fights, does he try to understand your views or just win the fight?
He doesn't like arguments or stubbornly proving his point. Instead, he'll usually listen quietly and try to understand where you're coming from. He's not the type to dig in his heels or start long lectures to defend himself.
Does he become aggressive when angry?
When he's angry, he doesn't turn aggressive or say hurtful things. Instead, he's likely to pull away, stay quiet, or even avoid the situation until he feels calm again. He's not one to raise his voice, slam doors, or attack with harsh words.
Does he have a bad temper?
No, he's not the kind of man who gets angry very quickly. He generally has a calm and patient nature, and it takes a lot to really upset him. This is not a red flag. He isn't someone you have to walk on eggshells around.
Will he say sorry and accept his mistakes?
He can say sorry, but it might not always come right away or with deep thought. He doesn't usually blame you or shift the fault. Instead, he quietly accepts when he's made a mistake. Still, he's not one to put the blame on you or argue to protect his ego.
Next, let's talk about intimacy and physical chemistry. During intimacy, does he respect your boundaries? Does he get that no means no?
Yes, he will respect your boundaries and understands that no means no. He's caring by nature and doesn't like making anyone uncomfortable. If you say you're not okay with something, big or small, he won't push or argue and he'll step back right away. He isn't forceful or demanding and he wants you to feel safe and respected.
If you are not in the mood for intimacy, will he react badly?
No, he's not the kind of man who takes it personally if you're not in the mood for intimacy. He's gentle and understands that everyone has their own feelings and times when they just aren't up for it. He cares more about your comfort than his own pride.
Can you trust him not to shame you or share your private moments, maybe love letters, photos, or videos, even after a breakup or a bad fight?
Yes, you can trust him to handle private moments with care. He's not the kind of person who would use your secrets or intimate moments to hurt or embarrass you later. His gentle and considerate nature means your heart and your trust are in good hands.
Is he loyal or is he likely to want to have affairs?
He is generally faithful and not easily distracted by other women. He values warmth and real connection, and once he feels comfortable and loved in a relationship, he prefers to focus on the person he's with. If there are problems, he's more likely to quietly step back than to go looking for someone new.
Will he be jealous, suspicious, and try to control you?
No, he's not over possessive or controlling. He doesn't get easily jealous or act suspicious if you talk to other people or go out with friends. He's more focused on keeping peace and enjoying the relationship, not on tracking you.
This guy says he is protective in a good way. Is he actually just being possessive?
No, his protective side is not a mask for being controlling. He truly cares about your well being, but he doesn't try to boss you around or make all the decisions for you. He prefers to support gently rather than take charge or limit your freedom.
Now, onto the topic of kids and how this guy will be as a father. If you guys have kids, will he make you do most of the work?
He will generally see parenting as a team effort and be willing to help, especially if you ask him directly. He doesn't believe that raising children is just the mother's job and he'll want to share happy moments and be involved. He's happy to join in, play, and comfort the kids, but you might have to gently remind him about daily tasks.
Kids are very messy. Will he lose his temper with them?
When the kids mess up or get upset, he'll mostly stay calm and gentle. He isn't quick to anger or shouting. He'd rather comfort them or quietly step back until things settle down. If something goes wrong, he doesn't get worked up but tries to keep peace in the home.
If you guys have kids, will he still support your career?
Yes, he will support your role as both a mother and your own person. He doesn't expect you to sacrifice your identity just for the family. He's gentle and happy to see you shine in different parts of your life.
Will this man say one thing early on, maybe while dating, and then later after kids and marriage change his tune and try to make you give up your career?
No, he's not the kind of man who will support your career now and then suddenly pressure you to quit after having a child. He values your happiness and wants you to feel fulfilled both as a mother and as your own person. You can trust that his support is genuine, not just temporary or for show.
Next, let's see how this guy treats your parents. Will he be respectful with your parents?
He will treat your parents with real warmth, not just polite manners on the surface. His nature is caring and gentle, so he'll genuinely try to make your family feel comfortable and welcomed. He may not be perfect at social customs, but his heart is in the right place. He will try to adjust to your family rather than expect them to change for him.
What if your family creates stress or interferes a bit in your lives?
If your family creates stress or interferes, he will usually handle it calmly rather than making things worse. He doesn't like arguments or drama, so he'll try to keep the peace and avoid raising his voice or starting fights. While he may not always solve the problem himself, he won't add fuel to the fire.
Then let's analyze the role this guy's family will play in your life. Is this man modern with you, but a completely different person when other people, say his parents or bosses, are around?
No, he's not the kind of man who acts modern with you in private, but expects you to be a strict, traditional, supportive wife in front of his relatives. He's warm and easygoing and doesn't carry strong ideas about how a woman should behave for the sake of appearances. He supports you being yourself, whether it's at home or with relatives.
If there is tension between you and his parents, will he support you?
If there's tension, he will support you emotionally and won't side against you. But he might stay out of direct arguments. He isn't confrontational, so he's unlikely to step into fights or loudly defend you in front of his family. You might wish he would speak up more, but know that his loyalty is with you.
Say you have a conflict with his mother, what will this guy do?
He isn't a typical mummy's boy, but he avoids big confrontations. If there's a conflict with his mother, he won't jump into the middle or argue strongly for your side. Instead, he'll try to keep peace and stay gentle with both of you. With patience and honest conversations, he'll try his best to balance both sides without making you feel alone.
Will he share all the private details of your relationship with his mother or sister?
He isn't the type to share every detail of your fights or private life with his mother or sister. He's gentle and values your trust, so he prefers to keep personal matters between the two of you. You can feel fairly secure that what happens in your marriage stays private.
Now let's zoom out and put it all together.
Based on all we know about him, this guy is a B minus. This guy is a risky bet from a relationship perspective. Being in a relationship with him means living with someone who is gentle, warm, and caring, but also quite laid back and sometimes a bit dreamy. He'll support your happiness, listen with kindness, and fill your days with affection and laughter, rarely raising his voice or picking a fight.